Well, we're actually going to be joined by Honorable Leo Ogo via phone from the House of Representatives, and then we'll get back to that when it's ready. But he will also be speaking about the rowdy session that transpired on the floor of the House of Reps. I believe we'll have him on the line now. Morning, and thank you for joining us today, Honorable. Well, we've spoken to Honorable Gbajabiamila. He gave us his account of what transpired. What is your account of what transpired on the floor of the House?
Morning, Chamberlain. I think precisely the motion that he brought to the floor of the House, this motion borders about the use of military in elections. And the Speaker, there was a point of order raised, and the Speaker directed that the Chairman House Committee on Business and Rule, the Chairman House Committee on Judiciary and Justice, should look into the subject matter and report back to the House during the next sitting. Fortunately, the Chairman Business and Rule was there to report in respect of the report of the three committees. Now, it is important I bring to the notice of the public that the Chairman of the Committee on Judiciary is APC. The Chairman of the Committee on Justice is also APC. And the report was very, very straightforward. It was clearly based on a point of order because we need to respect the House rules to the letter. Now, when a point of order is raised, that point of order, first and foremost, must be discharged. There must be a ruling on that point of order before you can raise another point of order. After the Business and Rule Chairman has presented his report, it is left for the Speaker to rule on that particular point of order. And he sustained that point of order, which is the clear procedure. If you are not satisfied, the House rule has spelled out clear modality and methodology that you can reintroduce your motion. But rather than to, follow the House rule to the letter, they just stood up, caused some level of confusion, and walked out of the chamber. I think that attitude is quite unparliamentary, and this is not the first time or the second time. It is becoming very embarrassing to us as a parliament.
Part of the reason why that even pops up in the first place on the floor is because they think that, well, your party causing all of this because they are of the impression that the government may not obey the court order, and then they cite the development in Ekiti lately. So if perhaps the federal government has said, well, yes, we will appeal this matter, don't you think that would have put pay to this matter and it wouldn't pop up on the floor of the House?
You see, even the issue of appeal is totally unnecessary. It is extremely important that we understand that the President is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. He is the CNC and the number one citizen of this country. Now, when you look at the provision of Section 14 sub 2, it stipulates clearly that the security and welfare of the citizen shall be the primary responsibility of government. And the first word there is the security. They don't use soldiers for election, please. We need to understand this. The issue of security is the matter that we're discussing here. And when you even look at the Electoral Act that we passed, and Femi Gbajabiamila is aware of it, we stated clearly that if INEC needs soldiers, they can ask for it, and the President should release soldiers for them. Now, how can we be speaking from both sides of the mouth? Because probably the election in Ekiti didn't favor them, they are complaining. What about Osun? Let's go back to Edo State. In Edo State, I remember the comrade, which is the governor of Edo State, even commended the Nigerian army for providing security for them as a free and fair election. It is extremely important that we understand some sections of the Constitution. And I want to draw reference from the provision of Section 218. Section 218 stipulates very clearly the powers of the President. It's a discretionary power to use the army to address the issue of security. And if I remember vividly, that section, I think, stipulates that the power of the President as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federation shall include power to determine the operational use of the armed forces of the Federation. These are constitutional powers. We went into the Armed Forces Act, and under the provision of Section 8 of the Armed Forces Act, we defined the operational use of the armed forces. If my brother, who is a lawmaker, is not satisfied, he knows the procedure. He should go and amend the Armed Forces Act and state there very clearly that army should not be used for anything as it borders on either security for election. Don't forget what is happening in the Northeast at this particular time. Between us here as Nigerians.
Well, we did ask him about that same section, 218 and 217, and he says, well, yes, he also believes that the court judgment in Sokoto and the Court of Appeal must have taken into consideration those sections before coming out with that verdict.
The court judgment, please, so that we don't misinterpret that judgment, borders on using army for elections. And you need to understand what it says, using army for election. We are not using army for election. We are using army to, army is not going to be in the polling booth. They are going to be distanced away to make sure that every citizen is secured. They are not participating in the election. You can't take that power from the president. These are constitutional powers. The judiciary is a creation of the Constitution, and these powers also are clearly given to the president to make sure that the issue of security is addressed when the need arises. You know, so we need to understand some of this interpretation. Let me also state that, you see, you can't use a motion to address a constitutional issue. See, my brother Femi Gbajabiamila understands this. I really don't know what they are going to achieve with this motion. So it really bothers me. But for me, I think, you know, they have stated that they are coming back to the House to introduce the same subject matter. We are waiting. What I appeal is that they should adopt the House rule to the letter, respect the House rule, and follow procedures. We should leave Parliament better than we met it. And I believe that the concept of the ideology of creating crisis continuously on the floor of the House is not necessary. If we are leaders of this country, we should show good leadership quality. And I'm not too impressed with what the APC caucus is doing.
Well, they accused the member who gave the proceedings as having breached the House rules. But looking at that court judgment, do you think that your party might be going to court to seek to overturn it?
See, like I said already, the parties involved have already gone to court. They have gone to court, but we will not put that ourselves because we definitely...
What court? Are you saying, are they in the Supreme Court?
For, you know, using army to address the issue of insecurity. We are not talking about election in this scenario. We are not talking about army carrying ballot boxes or standing in polling booths.
I'm sorry, Honorable, did you hear me?
Yes, please.
Are you already in the Supreme Court over this particular matter?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Leo Oga, Minority Leader in the House of Reps.